All right, so basically what a rate is, I'm gonna break my videos into two parts. First half is gonna be quick facts, fast, simple, straightforward. The second part is gonna be more kind of dive deep into it. So for the first part, basically what the video is about is what is a rate? So basically a rate is how much a bank will charge you for a mortgage. Depending on how the market's doing, depending on what your credit score is, your credit history, based on that stuff. And so basically it's such as what the interest is for your loan, how much you'll pay. So there's two different types of rates. The first one is fixed. So fixed will be your set rate, will change, it'll stay for either 30 or 15-year loan, depending on whatever length of time you choose for your mortgage. The other one is an ARM, which is the adjustable rate mortgage, which will vary depending on how you set it up. Okay, so now to kind of go back. So basically the rate is, as I said earlier, it's kind of what the interest you're going to pay on your mortgage, the principal of your mortgage. And so it's going to be determined by the FOMC, which is basically a board of bank owners and federal employees that will set the rate based on the economy, see where the market's sitting, and then go from there and see what would be an appropriate rate to charge people for their mortgages. And so to kind of break down how they figure out how much a rate is per month, so I'll use an example with 12%, which is a terrible rate. You don't want that. So basically so say your rate is 12%, then we'll divide that 12% by 12, because there's 12 months in a year. So each month you'll pay 1%, and say you have a 1% on the principal, and say you have a $100,000 loan. That'll break down to you paying 1% of that, which is $1,000 a month, which you don't want. That's really high. But yeah, and so at the beginning of your loan, it's gonna be a lot higher, just because your principal is so much bigger. But as your loan progresses, it'll get smaller and smaller amounts for interest paid. So yeah, so it's basically rate, how they kind of calculate it in your mortgage, and how they kind of figure that out. And so with a fix, it'll stay the same all 30 years, the percentage at least. Not the interest, like how much you'll pay each month. That'll go down as the mortgage ages, but the rate will stay the same. Now, however, for an ARM, the rate won't stay the same. It'll stay the same for, depending on the beginning, whatever you decide with your bank. They typically will do about 5 years-ish, depending on your mortgage plan you choose. But basically, your rate that you set in at the beginning will be there for about 5 years or so. And then from there, then you have to worry about your adjustment frequency, which you should always talk to them first, is how often it'll change. So most of the time it's either 6 months or a year, and the rate will change to basically what the FOMC says at the time, and your margin. And your margin, I'll get into that a little bit. And the next thing is your adjustment index. That's basically how much your loan can change and fluctuate. You want to make sure that's not crazy. So you just want to make sure that the bank has it in writing what your adjustment index is. Now to go into margins. Margins are basically a way for your bank to determine your rate based on your credit score, your credit history, and the economy. But actually, the margin will focus on your credit score, credit history, and basically the bank will give you points to help figure out your rate throughout the life of your mortgage. Caps, it's the most that your bank can fluctuate, can change your rate, so it can't go from like 2.25 to 7%. Like they make it so that the economy, even if it's doing that bad, your rate can't just go crazy. And then ceiling is basically the max amount that your rate can go. This basically keeps it so the bank can't charge you 12% for a rate. So that's basically what a rate is. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you want to see or hear any other videos about anything else about housing related, DIY projects, things like that. You can subscribe to my channel. I also talk about investment and fitness stuff and various other things. So hit subscribe. I plan to shoot these out every other week or so. So talk to you later.